Anthony George Booth was born on the 9th of October 1931 and died on the 25th of September 2017, later known as Tony and Antony, was an English actor. Best known for his role as Mike Rollins in the BBC series Till Death Us Do Part, Booth developed a taste for acting when posted in the Army de Shape in Paris. He spent 5 years honing his acting skills in repertory theatre, before venturing into films and television in the 1960s. Since then he has worked in all three media. He has played roles in over 20 films, including The L-Shaped Room, 1962, Corruption, 1968, Brannigan, 1975, Priest, 1994, and Dowd Bob, 1997. He appeared in the popular British television series Coronation Street in 1960 and in an episode of The Avengers. But it was his role as the left-wing son-in-law in Till Death Us Do Part 1965 that brought him recognition. Booth has made guest appearances in many other television series. He starred alongside Robin Asquith in The Confessions of British sex comedy film series as Sidney Nugget between 1974 and 1977. These were Confessions of a Window Cleaner, Confessions of a Pop Performer, Confessions of a Driving Instructor, and Confessions from a Holiday Camp. Much of his acting work after Till Death Us Do Part went unnoticed. From 1985 to 1986. Booth appeared as pub landlord Ted Pilkington in the short-lived ITV soap Albion Market. He starred in the 1998 short film The Duke, playing an elderly man who tells his adoring grandson that he is John Wayne. In 2001, Booth appeared in several episodes of Family Affairs playing Barry Hurst, Sadie Hargrave's brother-in-law. He played a tramp named Nobby Stewart in a special two-hander episode of EastEnders. In 2007, he also played a tramp called Errol Michaels in Emmerdale. Both of these characters have played the purpose of a spiritual guide to a down-and-out character in EastEnders, Alfie Moon, Shane Ritchie, and in Emmerdale. Bob Hope, Tony Odenshaw. He was a strong supporter of the Labour Party. He was married 4 times and had 8 daughters. By his first wife Gail Howard he had 2 daughters, including Sherry, a Queen's Counsel, who is married to former Prime Minister Tony Blair. By his third wife Nancy Yeager he had a daughter, Joanna. He had 5 other daughters by partners to whom he never married. 2 daughters with Julia Allen, Jenny and Bronwyn, a daughter with Anne Gannon, Lucy, and 2 daughters with Pamela Smith, Emma and Lauren Booth, an English broadcaster. Journalist and pro-Palestinian activist, Booth nearly burned to death in November 1979 when, during a drunken attempt to get into his locked flat, he fell into a drum of paraffin. He spent 6 months in hospital and needed 26 skin graft operations. Shortly after his discharge from hospital, he went to visit an old flame, Coronation Street actress Pat Phoenix. She took him in and nursed him back to full health, and they lived together for 6 years, but eventually, Pat Phoenix's own health began to fail. She became his second wife in 1986, just days before her death from lung cancer. In a rebuke to the British government's treatment of pensioners, Booth retired to Black Lion, County Cavan, in Ireland in 2003, but returned and lived in Broadbottom, 10 miles east of Manchester. In 2006 he said he was the victim of anti-English bias while living in Ireland. He resided in Todmorden, West Yorkshire. He died on Tuesday the 26th of September 2017. Booth was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2004. He suffered a stroke in 2010. He also had chronic heart failure and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Booth died on the 25th of September 2017 at home, aged 85.